Morning, Facebook friends and family. With all this information coming out about the Wuhan, China virus coming out of the Wuhan lab, I've got some notes I've had written down here for a while that kind of makes you go, about this whole thing. So I'd like to share them with you. That way I have a record so I can come back and say, I told you so, or I can come back and say, boy, was I totally off. Did I make myself look like a fool? But I'll do it. I don't think I will, but it'll be more like, told you so. So anyways, let's go all the way back to January of 2017. Dr. Fauci happened to have, in the first year of Trump's presidency, he had a speech at Georgetown University. And let's listen to what he said here. Let me get it set up. And go.
Is that there is no question that there will be a challenge, the coming administration, in the arena of infectious diseases, both chronic infectious diseases in the sense of already ongoing disease, and we have certainly a large burden of that, but also there will be a surprise outbreak. And I hope
there'll be a surprise outbreak. Imagine that. How would he know there'll be a surprise outbreak? And lo and behold, 2020, we have a pandemic. I know. He's the expert. He's the scientist. He's done this for 50 years, 30 years, whatever it is. He knows. He should know. Well, how's that worked out for you? Wear a mask. Don't wear a mask. Stay inside. Don't stay inside. I mean, he has flip-flopped more than pancakes from Waffle House. So, all right, next thing, October of 2019, a few months before the pandemic, there was a tabletop exercise, a pandemic tabletop exercise called Event 201 or Project 21. And that was put on by the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security in partnership with the World Economic Forum. People, you need to Google this World Economic Forum and study it. It is scary. And the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation hosted Event 201, a high-level pandemic exercise. A pandemic exercise on October 18th, 2019, just a few months before the pandemic. In New York, the exercise illustrated areas where public-private partnerships, that's a very important term. You'll start hearing that more and more and more as this rolls on. Since we have a constitution and the world has their own forms of government, they are restricted on certain things. Certain things, like for us, the government is restricted on free speech. They cannot make any laws regarding our free speech unless it's about murder or plotting violence and stuff. I get all that. But a private business in partnership with the public government, which is collusion, the private business can say, oh, you can't say that. It's my business. You can't say that. Or it's my business. I don't like your opinion, so I'm firing you. Called the cancel culture. Very important term to pay attention to. Will be necessary during the response to a severe pandemic in order to diminish large-scale economic and societal consequences. Here we are, a year and so many months into the pandemic. How'd that go, huh? Their tabletop exercise didn't do too well, huh? It says, in recent years, the world has seen a growing number of epidemic events accounting to approximately 200 events annually. These events are increasing, and they are disruptive to health, economics, and society. Managing these events already strains global capacity, even absent a pandemic threat. Experts agree that it is only a matter of time before one of these epidemics becomes global. Yeah, let's say the election year of 2020. What do you think? A pandemic with potentially catastrophic consequences. A severe pandemic which becomes Event 201 would require reliable cooperation among several industries, national governments, and key international institutions. So essentially what they've done is this Event 201 is they say, okay, if we have a pandemic, we need to do this. And we need the global governments to cooperate. We need this. In other words, they're going to take total control and start running the world. I know, conspiracy theory, whatever, but that's the way I see it. Okay, so also in October 2019, they had the World Military Games in Wuhan, China. There was 110 countries that participated. And 9,000 athletes. Now, we can say military people are from the ages of 18 to 24. Guess who has a 99.97% survival rate of the Wuhan, China virus? And guess who has a lot of asymptomatic conditions? And who would be a perfect guinea pig to spread this virus? I'm just saying. So, usually what happens in these world military games is they'll come into a country, they'll go to all these military bases, and they'll have these Olympic-style games for just the military of these countries. So, but the one in Wuhan, China in 2019, just a few months before the pandemic, there were several firsts. In Wuhan, it was the first time the games were staged outside of military bases. First time. Never done it before. It was the first time the games were held in the same city. Guess where it was held? Wuhan, China. And it was the first time an athlete's village was constructed. Okay, let's put them in a city, a small little city of 9,000 there. In there all together, they're herded together, they're close, they have close contact. Wuhan Labs just right down the road. You can take it the way you want it, but makes it kind of go, All right. The WHO covered for China forever. That's why President Trump got out of it. Said we're not going to be deceived. The NIH, which Fauci is the head of, indirectly funded gain of function experiments in Wuhan, China, which gain of function means you can take a virus, manipulate it, make it more dangerous, and make it easy to transmit into humans. So supposedly it escaped. Now the reports are coming out that it escaped from the lab. It wasn't naturally born. So, and they also did like 8,000 different bats or something like that. You can look this part up. This is conjecture on my part that they tried to infect 8,000 bats and could not infect the bats with the Wuhan, China virus. But yet everybody's gone with the story it's come from a meat market because somebody ate a bat. Now, I've said all this because all these things kind of make you go, Now, here's a conspiracy theory for you. All these other things are fact. Okay? The reason I said the bat's not getting infected by Wuhan, China virus is because I haven't studied it. I just kind of heard it as I was driving, and I haven't really been able to go back and study that. So, if you want to call me, I don't know. If you want to say I don't know what I'm talking about just because of that one conjecture, then fine. Go ahead. I don't care. But I am going to speak what I believe. I'm going to speak the facts. Now, I am going to give you a conspiracy theory to think about. The Democrats hated and still hate Donald Trump. The Chinese hate Donald Trump. The Chinese did not like Donald Trump coming in and changing the game, changing the way China taking advantage of us over all these decades. Trump was putting a stop to that. China didn't like that. The Democrats, did not like Trump. And they knew, you can even look up sound bites from news interviews of Democrats saying, if the economy stays the way it is, Trump's going to get reelected. Plain and simple. So, could they have... also, here's one that makes you go, Eric Swalwell, a Democrat, was having an affair with a Chinese spy. So what better way to transmit information between the two countries? Through a Chinese spy. So, all right. So let's put these together. The Democrats in China conspired together to come up with the Wuhan, China virus to ruin our economy and ruin the chances of Donald Trump getting reelected. Okay, you may say, but Eric, it was a worldwide pandemic. Well, okay, yeah, it killed millions. It killed millions. Why would they do that just to get rid of Trump? Because number one, if it was just an epidemic in the U.S. and it came from China, that would give pretty strong circumstances that it was a bioweapon. But if you did a pandemic, made it worldwide, then who knows? It'd be harder to accuse of China using it as a bioweapon. And you can look at China's history. You can look at any communist dictator's history and know that they have no problem killing millions. They have no problem. There's over 100 million people killed and died over communist dictators' histories. 100 million. So what's a couple more million to them? Nothing. So there's some things I wanted to share. Do with it what you want. Facebook, probably pull it for misinformation. But I warned you, it is a conspiracy theory. But there's an awful lot of circumstantial evidence that can point to it too. So have a good day.